Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make the companion earrings and bracelet to this necklace made with beads from the March 2022 edition of the Bargain Bead Box. So if you are not familiar with the Bargain Bead Box, it is a monthly beading subscription service. It is $19.95, I believe, shipped straight to your door. And I do have a coupon code for $2 off of your first box if you would like to subscribe. They also, when you do subscribe, they give you a coupon to use in their sister site, Bead Box Bargains, and it's a 30% off coupon. You can use it over and over every month, no matter how many times you want to. And you could also use, if you don't want to subscribe to the box, you could use the $2 coupon that I have in their store as well. Anyone can shop in their store. You just don't get the 30% off unless you're a subscriber to the box. So anyway, all that will be in the information in the description box below. So we are going to make a companion bracelet and earrings, okay? So this is the necklace we did. And there's a tutorial on that. I will link it in the description box below. And the earrings I was going to do in their own video, and then I was like, they're so easy that I don't think they need a video. So just decided to do the necklace or the bracelet and earrings together. So here are the earrings. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do both. So if you want to make this earring, you're going to need one of these big, well, they're not big, they're 10mm glass beads. You're going to need one of these barrel beads. You're going to need two of the shiny, sparkly little rondelles and two of the bead caps. You will need one eye pin, one head pin. Where did my head pin go? It's disappeared on me. One head pin, here it is, and one ear wire, and I'm just using a fish hook. So, and I know my ear wires, they're both copper, but they're kind of, well, maybe they match. They're kind of different shapes. I am working out of my in-laws guest room while we are moving, so I'm a little bit, everything is just not where it should be, and I can't find half the things I need. I could not find my encouraging word for today. Any of my cards. I just had them yesterday. I know they're here, but I cannot find them. So the encouraging word for today is be organized. Get organized and your life will be easier. That's my encouraging word for today. But I am not living by what I am preaching because I am not organized today. All right, so this is for the earring. Now, if you want to make the bracelet, I'll show you what you're going to need. You're going to need the same basic beads. And how many depends upon how big your wrist is and how big you want your bracelet to be, okay? So I've pulled out some of the glass beads. I've pulled out some of the barrel beads. And there's no way that we'll need this many. I just grabbed a bunch out because I didn't know how many I would need. I'll have to measure. You're going to need the toggle. And you're going to need a bunch of these. So if you see, we use these connectors in the necklace. I jump ring them together to make this kind of focal piece, and I like it because it kind of bends around. It has some movement to it. So we're going to be using them on the bracelet as well. We are not using them on the earrings. You know, you can if you want to, but I didn't choose to use them on the earrings. And I've got a jump ring stuck on this one. Okay. You're going to need some of the what are these? Bead caps. And I don't know if this is all that I have left. It may be. I used a bunch of them in the necklace. You're going to need some of these little rondelles, the little sparkly rondelles. And you're going to need some jump rings. And I'm using, these are like 6mm, but they're fairly thick. I don't know what gauge they are, but you want kind of a thicker jump ring because you don't want your bracelet to pull apart. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And if you want to do a dangle, on the end, which I'm probably not going to do, but you could if you wanted to, then you could use some extra beads and a head pin, but I'm not going to be doing that. Okay, and you will need, well, I think one jump ring. Yeah, one jump ring for this pair of earrings. Okay, so that's everything, and a ruler probably for your bracelet. But let's do the earring first. The earring's super easy. We're just going to make the same component that we made in the necklace. If you see this component right here, and we're just going to do the same thing. So all I did for that is I take my eye pin and I take one of the little rondelles, the sparkly rondelles. I take the bead cap and I put it on facing the rondelle so it cups the rondelle. Then we're doing the barrel bead. Then we're doing the other bead cap the opposite direction, so it's facing away from your barrel bead. but it's going to cup the last little rondelle that we put on. And there is our little component. Now, did I do a wrapped loop? I did. So we're going to make a wrapped loop. So to do that, you bend your wire 90 degrees, just like that. And then you take your round nose pliers right here. And I stay pretty low on my plier. The lower you go on the plier, the lower or the smaller your loop is going to be. You grab it right in the bend and you bend this over and around. And it looks like a little question mark, sort of, when you're, except for my bead keeps floating up there. Then you're going to rotate your plier up. So you had your plier sideways like this. You're just going to rotate it up so it's holding like this. And we're going to go around and under with our wire. So here's what we've got now. Okay. Then I grab this with my chain nose plier, straighten it up a little if you have to. And I take another chain nose plier and I wrap a bent one in this case. But it doesn't have to be. I just grab whatever I've got at the moment. Sometimes I use my round nose pliers, which is not the best thing to do. But like I said, I grab what I've got. And if you get a good grip on it, it works better, but I can't seem to get a good grip on it for some reason. And you just wrap. You just wrap around until you feel like that it is the look you want or it is secure. And then I'm just going to take my plier and I'm just going to tuck that little end in so that it doesn't snag on anything. And then if you feel like your loop is kind of wonky, you can take your round nose plier, shove it back in there, and it'll straighten your loop up. And then you can just kind of straighten it up. So there we have it. There's our little component. Now this is just going to go directly on our ear wire. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to open my fish hook, and I'm just going to hang it right on. Just like this. Make sure your loop is closed. Now we're going to make the bottom part, which is just a bead on a head pin. So put your bead on your head pin. And this is a wrapped loop as well. And if you look on this one, I did this loop kind of a spiral out. So it almost looks like a little bead cap on there. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There it is. Okay. So it's just a little spiral loop. You don't have to do it that way, but that's the way I'm going to do this one so it matches. So you just take your head pin, bend it 90 degrees, just like this. Same thing that we did on the other one. Grab with your plier. Nothing is wanting to cooperate with me today. Okay. Go up and over and around. Rotate your plier. And all the way around. Okay. And then grab and then just start wrapping. Now you can even use your fingers. And as I go down here, I'm going to keep this spiral. I'm just going to wrap it beside itself. I'm not taking it over top of the wire. I'm just going down around and keeping it kind of beside itself. And as I do that, let me grab this. As I do that, it's going to create that little kind of bead cap look. Let me grab it here. Come on around. And then you can take this and you can either tuck it or trim it, whichever you'd rather do. I'm going to try to tuck mine because I want to keep the whole piece of wire to make the spiral a little bigger. So you just keep coming around. And if it starts to kind of like, see how mine's kind of going underneath itself, you don't want it to do that. Just go ahead and pull it back out and flatten it. Yeah, I don't want it to spiral underneath itself. I want it to be flat, kind of like a bead cap. It's a little fiddly. It doesn't want to do it the way it should. And you just take it around. Sometimes I'll lay it on the bead mat like this just to give it some stability. Take it around all the way and just tuck it in. Okay, so there it is. This one kind of spiraled underneath itself a little bit, which I didn't want it to do, but it's all right. So there we go. All right, now we're going to take this piece. We're going to open this right up. We're just going to put this right on the bottom, and we've got a cute little dangle now. Actually, did I hook that on? I did. I hooked it on with a jump ring. Sorry, guys. Let's hook this one on with the jump ring. Just so it's the same. Sometimes it gives it a little more movement. I like to use these little jump rings. Just keeps things flowy. All right, there we go. All right, make sure it's closed up good. And there's your little earring. See, these are super easy. There they are. And here's the necklace. So really cute little set, but now we're gonna add a bracelet. Okay, so let's pull this around. Now I have a very, very small wrist, and on bracelets like this, I like them to be fairly tight. I don't like them loose because it drives me crazy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our little connectors here, and as you can see, we hooked them together here with jump rings just to make this cool little focal piece. And we're going to do the same thing with this, only we're just going to hook them together in a line. Okay, so just like this. They're just going to make our one side of our bracelet. So I'm going to grab some jump rings. These are the thicker jump rings. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hook these, a few of these together. Now I haven't got my length yet. I don't know, how many of these versus beads that I want to do. So I want to make sure that I have room to do the beads too, because they're so pretty. But you could, if you wanted to, just make this, you could just hook a bunch of these together and make a cute little, it's almost like creating a little chain. Okay. I'm going to do one more here, and then we'll take a look. Okay, so there's 4 of them together. Now, my wrist is about 6.5 inches, so I like to make this kind of a bracelet, I would like probably right around 7, just so it's got a little slack, but it's not. So here we have 3, so that would leave me 4 inches of beads, and I think that that's what I want, plus you've got to put your clasp on. So I'm going to go ahead and hook the clasp on the end of this. I'm going to use this thicker one here. And I'm just going to hook the toggle ring on, just like this. Okay. So that right there is about 4 inches. Well, a little bit shorter than 4 inches. Okay, so I'm going to need about 3 inches for my beads, not counting my clasp here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I know I want to do a couple of these components that I did on the necklace and the earring. So let me grab enough for 2 of those. All right, so let's grab our eye pin, and I'm just going to make 2 of the little components. So the rondelle, the bead cap facing the rondelle, the barrel bead, the bead cap facing away from the barrel bead, and the second rondelle. So just like this, it's just this little component, and then I'm just going to make a regular loop, not doing a wrap loop, just a regular loop. Okay, so just like that, and we're going to roll our loop back. Okay, just like that. There's one. I'm going to make one more. Okay. Here's my second one. Okay, so there's 2 of those. Now, I need the one to go in between, and if you look here on the necklace, it's just very simple. It's just that bead. That's how I wanted to keep it kind of simple. So I'm just going to grab the bead, go ahead and create the same thing, just a little loop. That's a little bit big. Okay, roll this back. Okay, and there it is. So if I put all this together and measure, I've got right around 7 inches already. So see what I'm saying? It does not take much for me to get, you know, the length for me. But I am going to do one more of these beads just because I think I need just a tad bit more length there. So let's add one more of these on. And you'll have to measure your own self and do this, you know, for your own length, because obviously everybody's wrist is not the same size, so. All right. Okay, so there's that one. Now, I'm going to hook these together with jump rings again because I like the way that the jump rings make everything kind of flow. So let me grab a couple more. And these are, you know, these are a little bit thicker jump rings. Like I said, I'm not sure what gauge they are. I'd say, if I had to guess, I'd say they're 20, possibly 18. But all my jump rings are just kind of together in a container, and I really don't know. These, I just picked them out because they looked thicker. But I want to use these thicker ones on this bracelet just because, you know, bracelets around your wrist, it gets stretched and moved, and, you know, you just want it to be secure. You don't want it to fall off or come apart. Okay, so I'm just hooking these together. And I may end up not even needing that last little one that last little component that I made. I just wanted to be sure that I had enough room. And this is a very, very simple design, but I just thought it was kind of pretty and elegant. And I've been trying to do a little more minimal. I do so much, you know, multi-strand, multi-layer. I've been trying to do just a little bit more on the minimal side. Let me close up that. Okay. And then I'll measure this and make sure that it's not going to be super huge. So that's what we've got so far. And whoa, I'm at 7.5. Let's put the toggle on and see. It may be too big. I may not have needed that last little bead, though I wanted to use it. These beads are so pretty. That's why I do a lot of multi-strand things, because for me to get enough beads on there, because my wrist is so tiny, I almost have to do multi-strand. And see, there it is. Now this, for me, is a little big. I don't like it. It's too, I like them tighter. So I'm going to take that off. I've got to decide. I think I'm going to take one of these off instead of the bead component, because I really like the beads. So I'm just going to take one of these little connectors out, and we'll see if that helps. So let's just take one of those off, go ahead and hook my toggle onto the end there. Whoops. All right, let's just hook this one back on here, and we'll see if this will be better. I think it will be. Okay. Yeah, this is much better for me. This is how I like them. I don't like them to be very loose on me and flopping around. It just drives me crazy. So that's much better for me. It is perfect, actually. It fits perfect. So you can wear it with the little chain part showing. You can wear it half and half. You can wear it, you could even wear it with your toggle showing if you wanted, though I wouldn't want to do that. Or just your beads. But it just makes a really cute little necklace to go along with, or a really cute little bracelet to go along with this necklace and the earrings. So cute little set there from Bargain Bead Box Beads. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I upload, because I do a lot of sets like this. And if you see the necklace tutorial but you haven't subscribed and pushed that little bell, then you're not going to know. It won't notify you when I upload the bracelet and earrings. And it's free to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. So do that for me. And that way you'll know, if you like what you see, that way you'll know when I upload. Okay? So thanks so much, everybody, for watching. I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.